So 6 months ago, I completely vanished. Personal life forced me to step away from making content and the hobby. And during that time, my entire trading card collection sat untouched and completely forgotten. And though I took an unexpected break from the hobby did not take a break from making money. What if I told you that in those 6 months, the time that I was least focused on collecting, my sealed product and singles generated a massive increase in value. And in that time, it's transitioned from a collection to a serious asset entirely on its own. Today, we're doing the ultimate financial reckoning. We're going to compare the exact market price from the time that I had stopped making videos to today. You're about to see the staggering 6-month profit that these trading cards have collected. And the final grand total value increase is going to shock you. So let's find out exactly how much this collection increased in value while I was away. First, I wanted to say if you're a returning viewer, thank you for spending your time watching me. And if you're new here, welcome. Now, I want to be respectful of you guys' time, so I'm going to be going through this pretty fast, and there will be text on the side of the screen that will help follow along with what I'm saying, because I'm going to be saying it relatively fast. So we're going to be starting with the second to the most expensive item that's in my collection currently, and it is going to be these Crown Zenith booster bundles. During the time that I had actually started collecting sealed product, this was on the Pokemon Center website. I don't know why it was just sitting there for so long, and I actually ended up getting initially 4 of them, and I realized that it was still up there, so I just went ahead and grabbed 10 more around that same time, maybe about a week later, depending on what exactly transpired around that time. But I had actually paid around $360 for the entire lot of the 14 of them. They are now currently combined worth $1,659, and around 6 months ago, you could get one of these for about $76. They are now currently going for $118.51. So that makes it about a 55% increase over the past 6 months, and it is a total of about $600 increase in value over the past 6 months. So moving on to item number 2, this is actually something I got around that time, and then I had like an emergency move situation about a year ago, and during the move, I actually damaged one of these. I originally had 3, now I only have 2, and if you look, I had gotten them for a total of $86 for it being paid price value. Currently together they are worth $200 in value, and each individual one is worth $100. About 6 months ago, you could actually get one of these at around $86 each, and now currently they're worth about $100, so it's about a 15% increase in total value over the past 6 months. The next one is a piece of my collection that I'm probably never going to open, and it'll probably always be with me and always be sealed. This was a gift that I had got when I first started collecting again. I actually looked at this item, which is the 151 UPC, and I was like, I really want one of these. And at the time, it was like $140 to get one shipped to you, and I was like, that's just way too much for a sealed product, especially at the time when you can get a whole booster box for about $110. And I was just like, this is just way too much for one item. I'll wait for them to go down in price. And my friend actually picked one up for $161, paid, shipped straight to his front door, and he gave it to me in person. I am super grateful that he did that, because now these are going for about $547.95. That is way more than what he paid for. That is about a 300% total increase in value from what he paid. So it's 240%. So it's a lot of increase in value. And about 6 months ago, you could actually get one of these for about $324. So that means over the past 6 months, it's actually increased at about 69% in value. Moving on to item number 3. Now, I had initially just got a bunch of stuff in order to do a bunch of box breaks whenever I started the channel, and I got these both for about $35, $50, $36 each. So if you look at the total amount that I actually paid for these Paldea Evolved Elite Trainer boxes, it was about $71.16. That's including shipping and tax, and it looks like the total value for them is $226.14. And right now, each one is going for $113, which to me is kind of crazy, considering you can get a Crown Zenith Elite Trainer box for $140. So for Paldea Evolved to be like 2 years old, and it's $113 per Elite Trainer box is actually kind of ridiculous. But in about 6 months, it has went from $82 all the way to $113, which is actually crazy. So all in all, over 6 months, it has increased 64% in value. Next will be a Twilight Masquerade Elite Trainer box. Now, I got this because I think I had like a $10 coupon, and this I got for $32.35 shipped to me, and right now it is going for $67.72. It's had a little bit of a rough ride, but I personally am glad that this set is just so affordable. So 6 months ago, you could get this for about $69, and it's currently going for $67.72. So it's a loss of about $2. It's down maybe, I don't know, 3 to 5%, somewhere in that margin, but it looks like overall I'm up about 110%. Next is going to be a Fusion Strike Build and Battle Stadium. Now, whenever I first started collecting, Fusion Strike was not the main focal point of the Sword and Shield era. Everyone was just, all about other sets from the Sword and Shield era. I don't know why that was the case. It was actually a set that no one really wanted for some reason, and these were sitting on the Pokemon Center website for $59.99, and I got one shipped to me, and I was going to do a box break on it, and I ended up not being very good at recording at the time, so I wanted to wait because I had paid so much money for the product, and boy, am I glad that I waited. And I eventually didn't open the box because it ended up being so expensive after it's sitting for the while that I let it sit. So 6 months ago, you could actually get one of these for about $113. It's now sitting at $228.85. So I've got almost a 300% return on the $60 that I initially paid for it. And so I'm very happy with that. And it'll be probably part of my collection forever. During that time, I actually got 3 build and battle boxes of Fusion Strike from the Pokemon Center website as well. And I actually tried to do a box break for one of them, and the footage was terrible. I got no hits. It was not worth salvaging in any kind of way, so I just charged it to the game, and it ended up being something that I just opened for the funsies. And so for these 2 items, I actually paid $43.10. That's including shipping to where I live, and right now each one is going for $78.63. So that means the total value is $157.26. 6 months ago, you could actually get one of these for $52.72, and right now they're going for $78.63. So that's about an increase of about 50%. Next is the Prismatic Evolution surprise box. So I had gotten 2 of these from the Pokemon Center website for $24.75 each, and I opened one of them for a video on my channel, and if you want to look through my videos, it's there. I did like an Evolving Skies giveaway and whatnot. So if we look at the graph, it's actually been taking a brutal beating over the past year. It's went from almost $100 to actually down to $38.67. So I paid $24.75. They're currently going for $38.67 right now. That's a total increase of about 56% on the total profit. And 6 months ago, you could get one of these for $54.51. So they've actually gone down by almost 40% over the past 6 months. Somewhere around early this year, I was very fortunate to get a 151 restock booster bundle on one of the websites that I was on. So I was able to grab 5 of them for $145.15. Now the total value for them is $471.35. So that's a 224% increase over the entire time that I've had it. Each one is going for $94.27. And 6 months ago, you could actually get one of these for about $67. And given that now it's $94.27, I think that's about a 50% increase in value over the past 6 months. Now, this is one of the items that I'm super happy that I got a hold of. I was very, very lucky. It was like on a random Tuesday at like 1:30 in the afternoon. And I opened my Instagram, and Pokebeard had posted a short saying, hey, these are live right now, try and get in. And I got a case of Twilight Masquerade Elite Trainer boxes from the Pokemon Center. So these are Pokemon Center stamped inside of a case. I got the 4 of them, and I paid $259 for the case, and it is now $679.81. That means it's a total of 162% increase in my initial money that I put in. And 6 months ago, you could actually get this for $463, and now it's going for $679.81. So that's roughly an increase of 40% in value over the past 6 months. And I can tell you for a fact that these will be in my collection for a very long time because they're Pokemon Center and they're inside of a case. Next is the Costco 151 Mini Tin 5-pack. Now, I actually don't have a Costco membership. I did not get this from Costco. I was down at a flea market called Kobe's here in San Diego, and I talked to an individual there who was a really, really nice individual. He had all kinds of stuff, and I was very new still, so he gave me a lot of game on how things work currently, and I'm pretty sure it's helped me get a leg up going in the future. But I'm very grateful for him because at the time these things were going for about $100. He did me a solid. I paid him $50 cash for it, and I have it still in my collection. During that same move that I had earlier this year where the Chilling Rain ETB actually got damaged, this box got a small tear in the top left corner. It's not visible from the front of it, but that does definitely decrease the value of it. I probably could sell it for like $115, or depending on what artwork is on the mini tins, I could probably part them out for like $25 each. But I'm probably just going to hold on to it for a very, very long time. I paid $50 cash for it. It's worth $161 right now, currently at market value. And 6 months ago, you can actually get this for $97. And right now, it being $161, that's a total increase of about 64% over the past 6 months. Next is a Surging Sparks ETB, which Pokemon has actually been very nice about printing a ton of this set and Twilight Masquerade to help keep them somewhat in an affordable range, given that usually you can get one of these for $60, it being $72 right now is not a total far reach. Now, when I first got this, I got this from Alex Skeens down at Poke Legends TCG. He runs an online store. He also has a really good Instagram page. I really like the guy. He seems very stand-up. I really like the guy a lot. He's a cool guy. But I paid $50 for this because he was running a promotional where if you got over $100 worth of stuff, you got free shipping and a couple of other things. So I got this, and what I'm going to show you next, I paid $50.67 because the shipping was free. It is currently $72.52, and 6 months ago, you could grab one of these for kind of a lot. It was $95, and right now it's going for $72.52. So I think that's about a 40% decrease in value over the past 6 months. Next is what I had also gotten in the other half of that order where I just got that Surging Sparks ETB. It is the Stellar Crown Sleeve Booster Packs. Now, at the time, Stellar Crown Sleeve Booster Packs and Booster Packs in general were just absolutely dirt cheap. The Terapagos SIR just plummeted in value, so there wasn't really a chase card other than the Bulbasaur and the Squirtle. Now, those are worth a decent amount of money, so the set has gotten a lot more expensive to open, but I paid a total of $61.88 for 14 of these. So if you do the math there, I think that's like $5 or $4 each pack. It's kind of bananas that I ended up getting it for so cheap, and I only did that to push my cart up to the $100 mark to get free shipping. So now these are worth $121 total in value. Each one is worth $8.67, and 6 months ago you were able to grab one of these for about $6.63. So it being about $8.60, you're looking at about a 30% increase overall in total value over the past 6 months. Now, this is another item I was very lucky to get my hands on. I forget where I bought it. It might have been on Target, but I got them for MSRP. I got 4 of these for $116, and right now, currently, the whole lot of them is worth $238.20. So each one is worth almost $60. It's $59.50. And 6 months ago, you were able to get one of these for $65.81. So that's about a 7% decrease over the past 6 months. And personally, this is still very much in rotational print. I think it came out this year in 2025. It's just such a hype set that it's very expensive. But they're going to print this for the next 2 years as well. And as more stuff comes out in Mega Evolutions, I think this will become more and more affordable. But I think it is good to get some sealed at whatever price you can, because it is a specialty set like 151, Paldean Fates, Shrouded Fable, all of these sets that are very exclusive. You know, you can grab these and just hold on to them, and they will be worth something in the future because they are specialty sets. And this is the second most popular set in my opinion. The only one that beats it is 151. Next, I have Paldean Fates Mini Tin. Now, I had gotten the Sam's Club little duo thing with 2 mini tins and a Pokeball, and I actually opened the Pokeball. It's actually right here. I opened this thing. It had a Scarlet and Violet base set, and Obsidian Flames, and I believe it had a Twilight Masquerade. I had pulled a hyper rare Miraidon from the Scarlet and Violet base set, but that's it. So I actually paid $50 for the 2 mini tins and this, and so I just divided that by 3, and the mini tin I paid $17 for essentially. Now it's going for $28, and 6 months ago you could actually get it for $17, so it's increased $10 in that time, so it's about a 61% increase in value. And the other one with the Tink artwork on it is actually going for $29. So it's gained about $12 total in value. So it's probably about 71% total in value increase over the past 6 months. So during the time that Fusion Strike was just sitting on the Pokemon Center website, they actually had these sleeve booster packs. And if you look at like some of my first pack opening videos, they were sleeved Fusion Strike booster packs, and I kind of regret opening them. I had gotten, I think, 30 of them, and right here I only have 15 left that are sealed. I actually ended up paying about $64.50 for the total of the 15 that are here, and right now the whole lot of them is worth about $260. So each one is worth $17.36, and 6 months ago you could actually buy one of these for about $13.42. So over the past 6 months, it's increased about $4 in value, so I think that's about a 25% increase over the past 6 months. During that same time period that I was able to get Fusion Strike sleeve booster packs off of the Pokemon Center website, I was actually able to get these sleeved Lost Origin booster packs from the Best Buy website as well, which was actually kind of crazy that was just sitting on the website as well. Never again will we see days like that. These sleeve packs, I had gotten, I think, 15 of them. I only have 4 left. I really wanted to get the Giratina. but I opened 11 of them and I paid $16.80 for the 4 of them. In total, they're worth about $68.88, and 6 months ago, you can get one of these for $10.79, and right now they're sitting at $17.22. So you're looking at about a 68% increase over the past 6 months. So since I had to take a break from making content for about 6 months because I had a bunch of personal problems come up, all of the packs that I had designated to open ended up being too expensive to open whenever I came back. So that's what we're going to go through right now. I had 13 Crown Zenith booster packs sitting on my desk that I was ready to open whenever I got back to doing what I was doing, and now they are worth a ton of money. They are $13.81 each. For the 13 of these, I paid $59.80, so I paid like nothing for them in comparison to what they're worth now. And for the whole lot of 13 of them, it's $180. 6 months ago, you could actually grab one of these packs for about $9.50, and right now they are worth $13.81. So I would say in total, that's about a 50% increase in value over the past 6 months. Another set of booster packs that I had that I was really excited to open was Lost Origin. Like I said, I was chasing that Giratina, and I had 8 of these that I had paid about $36.80 for, and in total, they're worth $96.24. Each pack right now is worth $12.03, and 6 months ago you could get one of these for $8.11. So you're looking at about a 50% increase over the past 6 months, much like the Crown Zenith packs. Another set of the packs that I had that I could not open whenever I actually got back to the hobby is my Chilling Reign Sword and Shield packs. Now these are $8.81 each. Individually, I paid I think somewhere like $4.60 for each one. So for these 7, I paid $32.20. Right now, for the whole lot of them, they're worth $61.67, and about 6 months ago, you could get each one for about $7.46. So they've only increased about $1. I think that's roughly about 17% increase over the past 6 months. Next is actually Fusion Strike loose booster packs. These are going for $12.97 each. I actually ended up paying about $5 a pop for these. I have 9 of them left. I paid about $45 for the whole lot of them, and if you look, they're worth in total $116.73. And 6 months ago, you could get one for about $11. So it's increased about $1.50 since that time, so we're looking at about an 8% increase in value over the past 6 months. Next is Paldea Evolved booster packs. Now I'm really sad that these are very expensive because I wanted to go fishing for that Magikarp that they have inside this set. It looks so good, and the chase card right now, after the recent correction in prices, is only about $100, so being that each pack is worth $9 is kind of crappy. But right now, the total lot of them are worth about $80 in value, and I paid about $36 in total for the 8 of them that I have. 6 months ago, you could actually get one of these for $6.83, and right now it's worth about $9.76, so we're looking at about a 50% increase over the past 6 months. Now for my absolute best purchase in the entire time that I've been doing this so far is my Lost Origin Pokemon Center Elite Trainer boxes. Now these were just sitting on the Pokemon Center website for forever whenever I had gotten back into collecting. So these were sitting there for so long. I got a total of 6 of them. I paid a total of $317, and right now the entire lot of them is worth $1,731. Each one is worth $288. Now, I am one of the very few people that had ordered 4 of them and got a sealed case of them. I looked up on eBay, and I'll show a couple of these sales now. The sealed cases that are on eBay, I saw one for about $1,400 that sold, and then on TCG Player, there's no sold listings. But there is 2 cases up right now, one for $2,400 and one for $2,000. So right now it says this is about $1,731. I believe that's pretty accurate, given that there was like a $1,500 sale and there was like a $2,400 sale and whatnot. So I think that that's an accurate measure of those 4, but it does not account for the other 2, which is another $600 on top. So I think the real price tag for this is closer to $2,200 to $2,300, maybe even closer to $2,500 if I were to get that $2,000 price tag for the sealed case that I have. And 6 months ago, you were actually able to get one of these for about $210. There was a small crash after that where they went down to $197, so it went down like a whole $12 there, and I think that's a pretty decent price considering that this is Sword and Shield era and you will never see this restocking on Pokemon Center ever again. Next is going to be the cards that I got that have increased in value over the past 6 months, and admittedly, these are the only ones that I got with the hope that they would increase in value, and luckily I was right. So I paid $226 for these 4 Pokemon Center stamped Magnetons. Now, I have one of them that's sealed inside of the cellophane still. 2 of them were open when I received them, and one of them, I was under the impression that it was one of the error packs that had 2 Pokemon Center stamped promos inside of it. I was wrong. It was not the case. There was just one stamped one. So I'm very sad that I opened that one, but still having one sealed one I think is very good. So I paid a total of $226 for the 4 of them, and they're worth in total about $330. Each one is worth $82.67, and 6 months ago you could actually get one of these for about $37.30. So here it is. Here's the total value of my collection. And this currently doesn't have a lot of my singles that are cataloged. I actually have a ton of vintage here. This is a first edition Shadowless Arcanine, and I have some other stuff like, I don't know if you see, we have some Hollow Mewtwo's, Alakazam. I believe there's even 2 of these bad boys in here. So I haven't logged any of this stuff, so that's not the total value of my collection. That's going to be a different video that's going to have all of my stuff cataloged. I didn't include those because those aren't from 6 months ago. There's also a bunch of other illustration rares and stuff that I got at a card show in Vegas not too long ago, and I pulled something really good from Mega Evolutions about a month ago now. So that's all going to be included in the next video whenever I give you a total tally of everything in my collection. But as you see, 6 months ago, my collection was worth $5,429, and right now it's sitting at $8,169, and that is just over the past 6 months, and I'm going to be holding on to a lot of this stuff for years and years to come. So I'm very happy that this is kind of where we're at right now. I didn't have a lot of money to start out with, and this has just given me motivation to make smart buys and hold on to it and really get to enjoy the hobby that I am enjoying, while also benefiting from the monetary side of it altogether. So let me know down in the comments below, what was the thing that surprised you most that I had in my collection that it increased in value as much as it did? And what's your favorite sealed product that you have in your collection that you'll probably never let go of? If you liked this small update, please give me a like on this video. It really helps out the algorithm a lot, and thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you guys next time.